G'day YouTubers and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be getting stuck into round 20 tips for the AFL season. Not a bad week this week. I was happy to get 7, which was 1.5 above the average. So look, we'll take that as we bump in towards the top 15 after being, well, I was sitting around 20th. So some movement, some positive progress. However, the time is running out for getting credentials up near the top of the table. But Macca 0303 and Zaki 2323 sitting right at the top of the table. One pick separating them currently as it stands. So round 19 is done. Now we're over to round 20 and let's get stuck into it. We start off with a Thursday night game and we've got Hawthorn and Carlton. This one will be at the MCG. Hawthorn got the job done over Port Adelaide. They hadn't got the job done over them in a while and were able to find a way there. Carlton, likewise, from a form perspective, were able to get the win over the D's. Pretty close one in the end, as it commonly is. Have to go the Hawks here, though, and I'm going to go 32 points. I think it was about 20 points earlier in the season. It was a little bit closer. But, the Blues weren't able to get across the line on that occasion. I think, Hawthorn slowly flexing their muscles, getting ready for finals. Much better side than Carlton at this point in time. But, I mean, I'll be praying that Carlton can get a win. That'll be good from a Geelong perspective. We've got a double header on Friday night, which is going to throw the toys out of the pram, I'm sure, for some people there. We've got Essendon starting us off here, and they are hosting the Western Bulldogs. The Bombers not in great form. They've lost at least their last 5, possibly 6 or 7 in a row. Full of injuries, unfortunately. And the Dogs have lost a couple in a row, but pretty competitive against the Dogs. Against the Lions and at the Crows. But ultimately went south against the Lions. I think it was about 10 points in the end, with Ashcroft kicking the sealer after the siren. I have to go to the Dogs. Feeling pretty comfortable with where they're at. They bashed the Bombers earlier in the year. Bombers have only gotten worse from an injury perspective, so no good there. Then we go to Battle of the Bridge. We've got the GWS Giants. They are at home this time, hosting Sydney. Haven't defeated the Swans in a Battle of the Bridge in quite some time. I'm going to say it would have been maybe last year or the year before was the last time that that sort of transpired, and Swans pipped the Giants in the finals as well. I think I was a goal in it after the Giants led pretty comfortably. GWS, they had a win. I'm trying to remember which side it was against. We have to cheat here a little bit. And it was the Bombers, 48 points in the end. Sydney had a win over North Melbourne. North were pretty competitive for 3 quarters, weren't able to go all the way with it. I'm going to go to the Giants. I normally back the Giants in this clash, and normally they fail me, but I'm just going to go with them at home, looking pretty promising. They'll want to solidify a spot near the top for finals. That was a tongue twister. And Sydney, no doubt they'll give them a really good run. They've been in a bit of a rich vein of form with some stars back in the side. But I'm going to go to the Giants at home. And we know in the second half of the season, they're usually pretty dangerous, pretty tough team to beat. So I'm going to go to the Giants on that occasion. Moving into the Saturday games, we've got Gold Coast hosting the Lions. This one will be at People First Stadium. Gold Coast got absolutely bashed by the Crows. 50-plus point loss there in the end. The Brisbane Lions won by 10 points with a nice goal after the siren for Ashcroft to really make sure of it. Going to have to go Brisbane, though. They're kind of similar to the Giants. They just start, twisting everything in the right direction. They find a way to, really tighten the screws is where I was more leaning towards the back half of the season, which they're experts at doing. I think they will do so again. A couple injuries to the Suns, so I'm going to go to the Lions. Then we go to Optus Stadium, and we've got the Derby. We have Fremantle and West Coast here. Freo in really good touch. They've won 6 of their last 7 or 7 of their last 8. We're going to go 7 of their last 8. Won by a point over the Pies in a really enthralling contest, it has to be said. West Coast were diabolical against the Tigers. Went down by about 7-8 goals on their own home deck, which was very disappointing. Quite alarming. Dockers comfortably. Marvel Stadium, we've got North Melbourne, and they are hosting the Cats. North have lost their last 4. Have been competitive at times, but just haven't quite been able to get the job done. Geelong, relatively comfortable win over the Saints, 31 points in the end. Saints definitely mounted some challenges. Geelong were able to answer all of those all day, whilst not playing perfect football. We'll go Geelong, but I wouldn't say $8 would be about right. Gamble responsibly, of course, but yeah, look, I'd say Geelong are a good side, but the form they've had at Marvel recently has been quite horrible. I think we did get the job done over the Dogs in 2023, but yeah, recent times the Saints have torched us there, so it's going to be big in that midfield battle. I think Geelong will get the job done, but no games are giving. All right, to finish off the Saturday night games, we've got Adelaide and Port Adelaide. We've got, what game we got here? The Showdown. There's so many. The Derby, the Showdown, the Battle of the Bridge. There's lots of battles this week. Adelaide hosting Port Adelaide. I don't know if Ken's going out in this game or if that's a suggestion by the public. But, I would say finals would be out of calculations for them. And Adelaide, big win over Gold Coast, looking very promising on that front. Port went down to the Hawks. After sticking with them for 3 quarters, just weren't able to go with them the full length of the match. Adelaide looking really good. I think they'll keep on keeping on. Port have a fair few injuries. I'm sure I think they'll be competitive for a half or so, but it could be a big win for Adelaide here. Then we go to the Sunday games. Got a couple of games here. Richmond and Collingwood. Richmond did well to get the job done over the Eagles. It was about 7-8 goals in the end. The Pies licking their wounds after going down to the Dockers by a point. They probably deserved to win the game in a sense that they had the scoring shots, they had the pressure game going. Unfortunately for the Pies, the Dockers were ultra efficient when they did go forward and they took their moments late in the final term. Going to go Collingwood pretty comfortably to get the job done here. I think, they'll be far too strong for the Tigers. They'll be keen to make amends. MCG, they love it there. Tigers are, rebuilding, so Pies are at the top end of the ladder, and they'll definitely not want to let that one pass them by. Then we go to the final match of the round. We've got St Kilda at Marvel Stadium hosting Melbourne. We know the Saints love it at Marvel Stadium. The Saints went down to the Cats. It was a 5-goal loss in the end. The D's, they also went down with a loss. Which side did they play? Let's see if we can find that with the ladder there. I think, it's not happening for me there, guys. I'm going to have to see what was going on. Carlton, that's right, Carlton. 8-point defeat to the hands of the Blues. The Saints love Marvel, so let's go to Saints. And I can't trust Melbourne, but I can't really trust either side, to be fair. Let's go to Berg. Pizza's, a bit same, It can, it's just not as much variety, say, burger or fish and chips, but that's probably another topic for another day. Let's go through the picks for round 20 that I've gone with this week. So I've gone Hawthorn, 32 points. Western Bulldogs, GWS, Brisbane, Fremantle, Geelong, Adelaide, Collingwood, St Kilda. I think it's a perfect snakes and ladders here. Yeah, it is. So I've gone the home and away team sequentially with every game. There you go. Good stuff. All right. Interested to hear your thoughts for who you think's going to win over the course of this week. So comment that down in the comments below. Any upsets that you've got top of mind, interested to hear those as well. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe so you can see how I am panning out each and every week on the AFL tipping front. Really appreciate you tuning in. Thanks as always. Have a good one and I will catch you guys on the next video.